Hey guys, my name is Talia. I'm a staff member at Discovery and I'm going to help you do your homework today.
Cool.
So, in this question, you run an RSO and you're trying to have a photo shoot for all the people in your RSO. And you want to know, for some reason, what the shirt color of everyone in your RSO is going to be when they show up for the picture. And so you somehow know that about 75% of the time, someone who shows up is going to be wearing orange, and 25% of the time, they're going to be wearing blue. And what you want to do here is write a function that simulates the shirt color of everyone that shows up. And this is the code that you're given first. They give you this code to start out with. They already import the libraries you need, and they define the function for you. And so what this count variable is here is a parameter of the function. This, like it says in the question, is supposed to be how many times you find the shirt color, or like how many people show up, and that's how many people you have to find a shirt color for. And instead of just writing 100 lines of code that find the shirt color for 100 people, we can do what we've been learning about and make a simulation that just does it once and then repeats it however many times we want. And that's why this count variable is important, because when we are using this function, we can put any number in here and then we'll run the simulation that many times. So let's go through the steps of our simulation. First, you always want to create, and also make sure it's indented once, that everything inside this function. Create an empty list to store the data, and then start writing a simulation for I in range. And what's our range here? Well, you want to repeat count times, so you put the count parameter in the range parentheses, and then make sure you put your colon there, and then do another indentation. So since the shirt color is randomly generated for whoever shows up, you want to use a random variable. So declare a random variable. I think it tells you it has to be called shirt. And then how are you actually going to randomly select the shirt color? I've seen some people try to do it by making shirt a random integer from 1 to 100, and then doing if it's 1 to 25, then it's blue, and then 25 to 100, then it's orange. And yeah, you can do that you can do that with conditionals if you want, but that's kind of too complicated and does not need to be that hard, right? So think about the information you have. 75% orange and 25% blue. Percentages are also fractions, so this is also 3/4 orange and 1/4 blue. So what if you did random.choice and literally just put orange 3 times. Oh, make sure you put a brackets, a parentheses and then a brackets. And just chose, because this means every time it picks shirt, it's going to be orange 3 times and blue 1 time. 3/4, 1/4. That's as simple as that. And then once you have this random variable selected, keep going through the steps of simulation that you do every single time. Create a dictionary. Make sure these are curly brackets, not parentheses. That's a little bit tricky. Do shirt. Call the data shirt and match it to the variable shirt. Then data.append D, that adds this list of data D to the empty list. And you want to make sure all this is inside the for loop, because every time it selects shirt, you want it to add the color you got to the dictionary, and then every time you also want to add it to the list of data. So it just loops over and over again. And then get out of the for loop, create your data frame df, because you don't want to make 100 data frames. You want to have one data frame at the end, so you pull it back out. You do pd dot data frame to create an empty data frame, but you don't want it to be empty this time. You just put data in the parentheses, and that puts data in the data frame. And then finally, the problem wants you to, make your function return the data frame, so you just put return df. And that's it.